If you want to buy a new PC build that achieves high FPS with no stutters and every component is compatible with each other, then you came to the right place. I will show you the best PC build for 1080p, 1440p and 4K resolution for every budget. So it doesn't matter if you are working with a tight budget or if you're looking for the fastest, most expensive PC. I will show you the level of performance that you can achieve with each system, and you can find the links to these PC builds down below in the video description with the latest pricing and availability in your region. My name is Valentino. That being said, let's start. With the first one, we have the best PC on a budget. This one will be under 1000 USD and will give you really good performance at 1080p resolution gaming. If you want to play at 1080p ultra settings in any game, it doesn't matter if it's a high demanding game or an easy to run one, this will be the perfect PC for you. Because for the CPU, you get a Ryzen 5 9600X processor, which is one of the best value CPUs out there, will give you plenty of performance in esports games like Fortnite or Valorant, so you can buy a 240 or 360 Hz 1080p monitor, and it's also great for even higher resolutions like 1440p or even 4K. Now, the most important component for gaming is the graphics card, and that's why I went with the Intel Arc B580. This graphics card is amazing for 1080p, and I'm talking about well over 90 FPS on average in high demanding games, high to ultra settings at 1080p. And you can also play at 1440p resolution without any issues. So if you want to play at 1440p on a budget, this PC is also very nice because the graphics card comes with 12 gigs of VRAM. Also, inside of this system, you get 32 gigs of DDR5 memory, so it's very nice for content creation and streaming as well. And on top of that, you get Wi-Fi included. You also get plenty of airflow with RGB, and you get an aftermarket CPU air cooler that's going to be amazing to cool down the Ryzen 5 CPU. Now, the total price for this system by the time of filming is around 900 USD. When you're watching this, the price might be higher or it might be lower depending on when you're watching this. So again, you will have the links down in the video description for the latest prices. Now, if you are looking for the best price to performance system and you want a gaming PC that's able to play basically at any resolution, whether it's 1440p, 4K or of course 1080p resolution, this next PC will be for you because it's definitely not the most expensive system out there and will give you really high performance at any resolution. Now, I do recommend you buying a 1440p monitor for this system because for the graphics card, you get one of the latest GPUs from AMD in the RX 9070. This GPU is designed for 1440p resolution gaming. You can play any game that you want at 1440p high to ultra settings and you can achieve well over 100 FPS on average without any upscaling on. So if you want to play very high demanding games or you want to turn on ray tracing, for example, you can always turn on FSR, which is the upscaling from AMD, and achieve smoother performance. Now, the RX 9070 is also 4K capable, so you can play at 4K 60 plus FPS high to ultra settings in high demanding games, but I do recommend you turning on FSR in that case if you want a higher performance and you want to achieve 70 to 90 FPS depending on the high demanding game. Now, in terms of esports games, well, here you get the same Ryzen 5 9600X because it's an amazing CPU, as I said before, in terms of value, and if you're looking for the best price to performance system, this CPU has to be there. And well, for esports shooters like Fortnite, Valorant, CS2, Rocket League, and most esports titles in competitive settings, you can expect 240 plus FPS at 1440p or even 360 plus FPS depending on the game. So feel free to go with a 240 or 360 Hz 1440p monitor, and if you have a 1080p monitor, you will be achieving higher frame rates in both high demanding games and esports shooters. So very high FPS if you have a 1080p resolution monitor. Here you also get Wi-Fi included, 32 gigs of RAM, which makes it amazing for streaming and content creation, as I said before. And here you get 2 terabytes of SSD, so you get plenty of storage to install a bunch of games. And if you want to make this PC cheaper, by the way, you can go with 1 terabyte instead of 2, and then upgrade down the line if you ever need more storage. Then you can save around $50 by doing so. And this PC is also great when it comes to airflow. I really like the aesthetics of the case. I built inside of this case before and it's amazing. Now, this PC by the time of filming goes for around 1300 USD. So It's not cheap, but it's definitely, once again, not the most expensive one out there, especially in this overpriced market. Now, if you are looking for high-end PC, where you want to play any game that you want, either at 1440p or 4K resolution, then I recommend you getting this next system, which has the Ryzen 7 7800X3D, which is one of the fastest CPUs in the entire market, so feel free to max out any monitor refresh rate, whether it's 1080p 540Hz, 1440p 480Hz, or 4K 480. Now, not only that, but also alongside one of the fastest CPUs in the market, you get one of the fastest GPUs in the market, in the NVIDIA RTX 5070 Ti. This graphics card is a high-end GPU that's able to play any game that you want at 1440p with no issues. And I'm talking about the highest demanding games out there at 130 plus FPS on average, so you can easily play at 1440p with ray tracing enabled in high demanding games, and you will still achieve a smooth gaming experience. Now, at 4K, it's also very fast, and you can expect around 80 plus FPS when it comes to 4K in high demanding titles, so it's very fast for the highest resolutions. And of course, if you turn on DLSS, which is the upscaler from NVIDIA, you can expect even higher frame rates, which is amazing, especially at 4K resolution if you want to play those high demanding games and you want higher frame rates. And this PC is high end not only because of the CPU and the GPU, which are amazing for gaming, but also due to the rest of the components. Here you get a liquid cooler, which looks great aesthetically and will give you plenty of cooling for the Ryzen 7 processor. And then you also get a very nice case in the Montech King 65 Pro. This is, in my opinion, one of the best looking cases in the market, and the airflow is top tier as well. So overall, you are getting a great PC with 2 TB of storage, so plenty of storage, 32 gigs of DDR5 memory, and 850 watt power supply that's A tier rated, so you don't have to worry about your PC shutting down or anything random like that. And it's also plenty of wattage for upgrades. Then you get a more premium quality motherboard with Wi-Fi included as well. So overall, this PC is very high end. The price is quite high at around 1900 USD by the time of filming, but I must say that the 5070 Ti has been going for around 850 lately. Right now it's a bit more expensive, so when you're watching this video, you may find this system at around 1850 bucks, or hopefully even less. So again, I do recommend you checking those links down in the video description, because I will be updating those links with the best deals. And my mistake, because by the time of filming, the price is actually 1860 bucks. So you may find this PC at around $1,800 depending on the price for the graphics card. And also for the graphics card, if you like AMD more because of its price to performance, you can go with the RX 9070 XT, which is slightly worse than the 5070 Ti, and at the moment it goes for 850 bucks. But if you find it for around 800 or even 750 bucks, that one might be a better deal in terms of price to performance. That's why I will also leave it in the video description. But as of right now, the cheapest model goes for 850, which is very close to the 5070 Ti, and in that case, I recommend you getting the NVIDIA GPU. And then if you want the best of the best, you want the fastest PC, you don't care about money, you just want the fastest performance for gaming, content creation, productivity work, or anything that you want to do right now or in the future, I recommend you getting this next system, which is the best, most expensive PC that you can get at the moment. You get the fastest CPU in the world in the Ryzen 9 9950X3D, which is the fastest CPU for both gaming and content creation, and you get the fastest GPU for gaming and content creation in the NVIDIA RTX 5090. This is top tier performance, so you can play at 4K with the highest frame rates. Doesn't matter the game that you play, you can really take advantage of a 4K expensive monitor. And of course, you get top tier components all around with 2 TB of Gen 4 SSD with very fast speeds. You get a 360 all-in-one liquid cooler. You also get 64 gigs of RAM, because you may need it if you're a professional content creator, although for gaming it doesn't really make a difference between 32 or 64 gigs. And then you get a Montech King 95 Pro case, which is, in my opinion, one of the best cases in the entire market in terms of airflow and also in terms of aesthetics. And you get a 1300 watt power supply, which is going to be amazing for this PC. Now, the total price is almost 5600 USD. So very expensive. But again, if you don't care about money, this is the best of the best. Now, you have to keep in mind that at the moment, pre-built PCs are very similarly priced. So for around 5800 USD, you can get the same components inside of a pre-built PC, which I will also leave down in the video description in case you don't want to build a PC yourself, but you want the fastest performance. Remember, the components are going to be basically the same, so the level of performance will be the same. And remember that you may find some of these PCs cheaper or more expensive depending on when you're watching this video, so I do recommend you checking those links out down in the video description to check the latest pricing and availability all the time. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.